Have you ever sharpened a knife, creating what you thought was the perfect burr, but then spent 20 minutes or geez, even an hour on your strop trying to get it off? And in the end, the knife still feels dull? It's one of the most frustrating things about knife sharpening. And it happens to everybody because we assume burrs are just burrs. Some abrasives and some metals create different types of burrs. Some stubborn and others that feel like they just fall off. So today, we're putting different abrasives and different steels to the test. We're putting them all under a macro lens. And we're gonna see exactly how different abrasives shape metal, why some burrs refuse to die, and see if we can spot the differences. Let's put it all under the macro lens. Let's grind. To fully understand what's happening under this macro lens, first, let's take a look at the blueprint left behind by the late Dr. Vadim Kraichuk of Knife Grinders Australia. Vadim completely changed how I look at burrs. He broke them down into two categories: positive burrs and negative burrs. My rule of thumb here is simple. The type of steel I'm grinding dictates the type of burr that's formed. And that burr dictates the process I'm gonna use to remove it. This first burr is what I consider to be one of the more challenging ones. This is the positive burr. This one takes place when we're working with ductile, those lower hardness steels. When an abrasive actually hits the steel, it doesn't just chip or break away. It actually undergoes severe plastic deformation. Kind of like our abrasives are just plowing right through the metal. And what happens is it creates this thick, big old floppy ribbon of plus material. And it's hanging off the tip of your apex. The next type of burr is your negative burr. And this is the kind of burr you're gonna come up against when you're dealing with super steels and those super hard steels of modern era. The issue is when our abrasives smash into the steel, instead of plowing through, it actually chips or shears the super steel right off of its body. But the problem is it creates a little breakout zone, and that's why they call it the negative burr. All right, let's take pause real quick and look at these two burrs here. Both of these burrs were created using the identical abrasive, ceramic grit 120. One main difference. One is Kromova 18, a global chef's knife. The other, MagnaCut. And look, we're on two different planets here, people. The left side, that burr, clearly looks like a ribbon. I mean, if you look closely at where the root of the burr is, you can actually see the curvature from the lighting. Whereas on the right side, we just got this chunky, fractured metal. So I think it goes without saying, the process you use to remove these burrs is gonna be completely different from one another. Vadim taught us to actually increase the edge angle when trying to deburr the positive burr. Should we try to deburr a positive burr at the exact angle we ground the apex? It's too floppy. You're just going to polish the burr. But if you try this high angle trick on a negative burr like our MagnaCut or S90V, you will likely round your apex and destroy your edge. Negative burrs are so rigid, they don't bend. They're gonna chip on you. We need to stay exactly at our sharpening angle, the one we used to create the apex in the first place. We need to work through a clean progression to cleanly micro polish those hard carbides right down to that laser sharp, robust apex that we want. There's still one mystery that I cannot solve, and that's the hanging strop, specifically of kangaroo tail leather. I don't know what it is or why it works so well, and it doesn't matter if it's a positive burr or a negative burr. I get sharper results every single time. So if you're watching this, let me know in the comments, what do you think it is? How is it possible? What is this hanging strop doing to produce or remove these burrs so easily? So now you're probably wondering, what do we make from all these macro burr photos? Well, one thing's for sure, different types of steel and different types of abrasives develop different types of burr. We need to give credit first to Dr. Vadim Kraichuk, the late Dr. Vadim Kraichuk of Knife Grinders, Australia. He laid the groundwork and identified the negative and positive burrs. Now, you might also be wondering, which machine is best? Well, let me tell you, I'm no purist. I'll be honest too, I don't think there is any one perfect machine. In fact, it's better to get your hands on a bunch of different systems and sharpening approaches because, look at it, there's no one knife for all scenarios. Different knives have different utilities and different machines that are designed to sharpen different blades better than others. So the more you can get your hands on, the better your chances, better your odds. And I hope this video helps you identify the difference between a positive burr, a negative burr, a big burr, a little burr, a hard burr, an easy burr. Nonetheless, keep chasing those sharp edges.